We live, baby. We ain't live, baby.
We're not
Jair, what's
live.
going on with you?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Ain't
Como
nothing much,
estás?
man. Just us. At the top, it's just, yeah. How your day been, man?
Good. It's good.
I'm glad it was. My day was it was a little stressful to begin with, but I was able to put out a few bonfires and now we sitting back chilling. We were supposed to do this pod Sunday night,
Mhm.
but I had it was in the East Coast. I want to make sure I was fresh. Also, I had to build up some homework for today's pod to make sure that I properly dissected the individual that needs to be on trial.
You're gonna piss off some people today.
And you know what? That's the goal. That's the goal. That's never the goal. But if it happens, it happens. I'm not here to piss you off. I'm just here to tell you what I believe are my truths. And hopefully, through the homework that I've done, I have a case against this person to bring the pain to them. Metaphysical pain, not a physical pain. My friend, sidebar. What you
Sidebar.
sipping on tonight?
I am in the wake of the Green Bay Packers season, trying to recover. I am on water.
You're always on the water on a Monday. What do you do on Sunday nights? I mean, not talk to you on Sunday nights. But what do you do? What do your Sunday nights look like?
I actually took it easy Sunday. No, it's just water. It's Monday. Going to the gym, getting back to the swing of things. You got to start the week off on a first down. Can't be drinking on a Monday. All right. There's no Monday Night Football. There's no justification. There's no wings. All right. Water.
NBA games.
Yeah, but NBA games are a dime a dozen.
Yeah, I don't see like NBA games on. Let me go and pour up for this one. Unless it's like the playoffs, and
That's
then
different.
then that's a little bit different. Playoff basketball is what I'm all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for a sleepy game in January, I don't care if the season just started a month ago. I'm not turning up for that. Not during a weekday.
Right.
I don't care if I got to telework tomorrow or not. So
Mm-hmm.
now, actually, right now, I'm sipping on absolutely nothing. Like water, nothing. But I may grab a cup over there.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how this pod goes, and I may need to get us some of this brown. If I do, it'll probably be some of that, maybe that Jack Single Barrel. Hey,
Ooh.
I got that over there. I'm looking at some Johnny Walker Double Black.
I just think of the SpongeBob 10 minutes later, and it's like me and you drinking, popping some brown, out nothing water, and then here we are 10 minutes later.
Hey, fuck it. It may happen. It may happen.
It might. The cabinet is ready. I'm prepared at any time, as you are.
Oh, my friend, it's in moment. It's in hands. It's in arm's reach.
Absolutely.
Like literally, I just move over here to the left, and I got the little table, and I'm good to go. I'm good to go, baby. All right. So let's get right a preview what we're going to do today, and then let's get with it. So we're going to look at the of course the Green Bay Tampa game. We're going to look at the Bills Chiefs. After that, we'll do just a quick thoughts of are you fine doing quick thoughts of Chiefs Bucs for the Super Bowl? Because I know we do our own pod for that too as well. But just real quick, yeah. Then we talk about we'll go through the coaching hires, give our initial reactions to all of them. Of course, not the Texans, as currently right now, they don't have a coach. And then we'll talk about other things related to the Texans too as well. So with that being said, let's start at the top. Green Bay loses at Lambeau, their home turf, to Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, 31-26. I have some criteria here that I may use going forward as far as our game analysis. I got a little 6-pack, three for each team, and I got some ratings as far as best player, trash can performance, and play of the game. So I got a little thing I want to stick with. Make it easy for you, the customer. Jair, opening statement. What do you think about this game, man?
There's 1,000 ways to dissect this. And I know you got a rant coming.
I do.
I went back to our Jordan Love podcast where we did our draft grades and we did our scouting. And I was entertained by ourselves. Like the meme with Obama giving himself the medal and he's smiling at each photo. That's how I felt listening to it.
Love it.
So I was like, man, this is good. I gotta listen to all this. And one of the things that I had forgot was Tampa moving up in the draft to get Wirfs. And we talked about how Tampa was aggressive. They moved up a pick in the draft, and they created this environment from day one of this offseason that we are going all fucking in. The Green Bay Packers said, we are building we're trying to do two things. We're trying to build for the future. And if we win now, great. Well, it costs you. It costs you from an organizational mindset. It showed a reflection on the field. It showed the reflection of your head coach, your game planning. While y'all were trying to get in rhythm and take y'all time with this game, Bruce Arians was coming out swinging for the fences. And it showed. It showed in all three phases.
Yeah, and that opening drive by Tampa was absolutely incredible. It was just surgical. Tom Brady was like, what was he, like 3 for 3 on third downs, throwing dimes to Mike Evans.
Yep.
Absolute terrible coverage and terrible game by Kevin King. We'll get in that too as well. Yep. But I mean, overall, what can you honestly say about Tom Brady? I mean, I got a lot to say about it, but just looking at it, 10 Super Bowls. The man's played 21 years. He's 43. 10 Super Bowls. That's unheard of, dude. And that's why he's the GOAT. That's why he's the GOAT, dude. And I've doubted Tom Brady many times on this pod. I have. I've said that, this ain't looking too good, looking shaky. Early in the season, we called him out, called out Arians. Tom Brady's out here looking like Jameis Winston's older brother, throwing picks left and right. He had some problems in this game too. We'll get to it. Arians, him going back and forth, but these two in the past couple weeks, they found a way. They came to an understanding, and it's playing on the football field. Tom Brady's a little more free. He's calling plays out there. Something New England was very, very rigid about. And the rewards have been fantastic. He's going back to Super Bowl. Can I please get into my thoughts of this particular game? So, like please. I told you, I have a 6-pack of information. I'm gonna start with Green Bay. So I mentioned Kevin King. My God, that is probably the worst cornerback performance I have seen in a very long time. By a play in the secondary. I mean, you had the opening drive. He gets beat twice by Mike Evans. And, of course, a touchdown, too, as well, where Tom Brady floated that up there. It's high. Mike Evans, big guy, radius. But you're there. Put a body on him. God damn it. I don't care if you got to knock him down. Don't give up the easy touchdown. We'll fight for him at the one. Please don't give the easy one. We saw him again at the end of the first half. Now, we can talk about the coverage here, too, as well. I know you wouldn't go into that. The Packers didn't want to give up more yards for the field goals, so they played everything underneath, but they didn't really worry too much about the over top. But it's Tom Brady. Tom Brady likes to take his shots. And what'd he do? He threw a beautiful ball up, the Scott Miller touchdown. Who's on the coverage? Kevin King. Eyes in the backfield. Like Amos later on in the game, too, as well. Eyes in the backfield. Let's Cam Brate run right past him. As a former individual that played defensive back, I was pulling the little bit of hair I have left on my head out. The third time we already saw this man. Well, another time was the Fournette run, but he was just ain't really too much you can do about that one. Fournette, I'll get to him too as well. The next time we really saw this man in an egregious play was the hold, the pass interference. Man had all jersey or all shirt. I know a lot of people weren't happy with it. Even I wasn't happy with it because I don't like to see games ended off a penalty. But it was so bad, you had to call it. It was so flagrant, you had no choice. You couldn't swallow the whistle there. And I know they said that, a lot of people said the game wasn't called fairly, this, and the third, but when you're that big of a spot and you have something like that happens with the hand on the shirt, if everybody's seen it, you watch the game, you saw it, you had to throw the flag there. I hate refs calling the game as such as that, but there's nothing I could do with it. So Kevin King, terrible game. My second point for Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, we was off target a lot of times this game too as well. Remember that pass, Devontae Adams, where Devontae Adams was going out of bounds in the end zone? Mm-hmm. That was an off-target pass. He was late with it. There was pressure too as well, but Aaron, I need you to be quick with that. Lazar was open to too as well. You got rid of that ball. You see the audible coming. Come on now, let's make it happen. Mm-hmm. The second time too as well is when he threw that back pass to Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams, beautiful move on the corner to create the space, but the ball is just a little bit too far out. And it's a routine pass. They made this pass all the time. And Rodgers a little bit off target. He was Devontae Adams' body was in an awkward position. It would have been an amazing catch. He probably should have caught it, but it could have been a better ball. Aaron, I can give that to you as well. Now, this is my biggest gripe with Aaron Rodgers. Third down, third and goal. You're at the goal line. You have nothing but the play breaks down. You step up in the pocket. There's nothing but green in front of you. Jair, I sent you the picture. You watched the game. You saw it. What happens next is that you decide to throw in double coverage, almost turn the ball over to Devontae Adams. You could have got at least maybe 4 or 5 yards. Hell, you couldn't even score it. Who knows? There was so much green there. I think I want to say Devin White was in the area. He may have caught up to him. I think it was him. But regardless, he still got at least 4 or 5 yards, which in that case, it may have made things easier for the head coach to make a certain call. But that didn't happen. So Aaron Rodgers, that's one of my points for the game. My third one is Matt LaFleur. Now, Jair, I know I've been dominating the mic. Would you please bear with me just a little bit more? Matt LaFleur, his coaching. Okay. Matt LaFleur. What the fuck was that? Honestly. Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever touch a football, one of the greatest football players, one of the greatest human beings ever touch a football. You choose to take him off the field in the fourth quarter situation and have this man sit in the sidelines while Mason Crosby comes down and kicks a meaningless field goal for 3 points and say, here's Tom Brady, have the ball back. You've been kind of tearing this up all game, but here, take it. Bear with me. Let's go back to look at Matt LaFleur. How did he even get the job? He got the job. He was the coordinator for the Tennessee Titans. Mind you, this has been said many, many times, and I was confused at the time too as well. His offense with Tennessee was ranked 27 out of 32 teams. He somehow got the job up in Green Bay. I'm not going to speculate why or what happened or how well he interviewed. I don't care about that right now. Just care about the facts. Let's look at last year's Green Bay team. Jair, me and you both said it. They weren't that good last year. They were not a very good team. You know what they were last year? They were this year's Pittsburgh Steelers. They were just better than their competition. And when they came against some 49ers, NFC Championship, they got their ass smacked. I got AJ calling right now. Sorry, baby. Gotta get away from that one. I'm on my roll right now. So you're going to the offseason. What do you do in the offseason? First round pick, Jordan Love. You say you went back and listened to the podcast. Mm-hmm. You heard everything we had to say about it. I had a very passionate rant about that. Get this man, Aaron Rodgers, some real help. Justin Jefferson, you could have traded up for him. You could have drafted Jalen Johnson from the Browns, cornerback. You damn well needed some cornerback help in this game. Matt LaFleur was all for it. He was complicit with drafting Jordan Love, knowing he had Aaron Rodgers sitting there. That's 2 crimes so far against Matt LaFleur. His bad offense, bad football before he got to Green Bay, as far as his NFL rankings. His egregious move, I've been saying the word a lot, but you need to use it here again, of being complicit with Jordan Love. Now, we can take it to this game. Now, Green Bay's had a very good season offensively. They've been playing great football, but I mean, when you have one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver, well, he's my number 2, Devontae Adams, and to have one of the best quarterbacks of all time, Aaron Rodgers, I mean, goddamn, even Mike McCarthy's going to win Super Bowl with you. And it don't take much for you to be there, for you to work with those guys and to win. We've seen this already. We've seen mediocre coaches, Mike McCarthy. We've seen what they do. Look at him in Dallas this year. I know they had injuries, but the team was still bad. So let's look at the failures of Matt LaFleur in this game. Fourth quarter, your offense nowhere to be found. Your defense got multiple interceptions. Offense completely stalled. Bad play calling. Kevin King. Why was Kevin King even in the game after giving up that big play to Scott Miller? Why was he still playing? You're the head coach. Bench the man. He ain't got it today. The field goal. You kicked the field goal, and then you gave the ball back to Tom Brady. We've seen Tom Brady over and over in this situation. You don't do things like that. You don't give Tom Brady the ball back while you're down and think you're going to get it back. He's greedy. Tom is selfish. He don't play well with others on the opposite team. He's not going to get the ball back to you. You know, he did that several times this game, but we'll get that to a little bit later. I'm going to say this. Matt LaFleur doesn't do anything to elevate Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers elevates Matt LaFleur. Without Aaron Rodgers, Matt LaFleur is 27th in offense. That's just the facts. That's what the raw numbers say. The past 2 years is the best you're ever going to get with Matt LaFleur coaching Aaron Rodgers. Now, I know people say Aaron Rodgers may be it for him, whatnot, unless he retires, but I think his cap hit is too much for him to actually get traded. So I don't want to speculate on that one. Jair. It's not very popular. I'm going to say next, but I'm going to say it anyway. I will fire Matt LaFleur today. I'll fire him. In big time situations, this is what you get. A man that's bad at game management, bad at being a head coach. Pull Kevin King. Get better play call in the fourth when you need it. You have multiple chances to make it happen. And you don't kick the field goal and get the ball back to the GOAT. It's not even that hard. I'm sitting down on my couch like, what the hell is he doing? Fire Matt LaFleur. I'll call him in the office, get rid of him. You know what? I can even do that because the front office should be gone too as well for the crimes against the lack of talent they put around Aaron Rodgers for all these years. But Matt LaFleur needs to go. Without Aaron Rodgers, he's not going to be any better. Aaron Rodgers is the only reason why they're there. And you want to give Aaron Rodgers any shot to win Super Bowl? It can't be with Matt LaFleur making dumb decisions like this. He's got to go. He's got to go. I got to get him out of there. Green Bay needs to get him out of there. A mob with pitchforks and torches need to walk up to Lambeau and get this man out of here. Have an owners meeting, goddammit. And remove this man from office. Jair.
You said a lot there.
Had a lot to say.
I'll start with the Matt LaFleur. The consensus will be you're gonna fire a coach who went 13-3 in back-to-back years. And here's my response to that. Matt LaFleur was not hired to win regular season games. Mike McCarthy was doing that for you. You were still getting to conference championships with Mike McCarthy. This team, quite frankly, blew it against Tampa. Just like Mike McCarthy blew it against Seattle. But at least that Mike McCarthy team was up. They were prepared, and then they just went into do not win mode. They got coach circles around by Bruce Arians. There's no other way to put it. So he's an offensive coach. Let's focus on that side of the ball. They're pressing you man to man. Yeah, the officiating. There were some calls that Green Bay should have got. There's no doubt about it. Some of those holds. I mean, there's pressing and there's like holding and dragging motherfucker to the ground. And Tampa was getting away with that. But you know what? Tampa did what Seattle did with the Legion of Boom. We're going to hold on every play and we dare you to call it, ref, every time. They played in their favor. All right. You know how you can help your receivers against press? Stacks. 3 receivers stacked to this side. How about a reverse? Because they're being over aggressive. I was reminded, I forgot by who on Twitter today. I wish I had the source. I apologize. Green Bay was really cute on their play calling throughout this game. You remember the one-man route concept to Devontae Adams in the red zone where he's going in motion, then he comes back? Tampa absolutely sees it. They call it. They switch. They got it. They know he's coming in motion, and that play is done for before it's even snapped because it's a one-man concept. You know what they do the next play? They throw a slant to Devontae Adams in the red zone. Touchdown. Unbelievable. Like that Joe Aikman commercial. Touchdown. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The concepts. The offensive player you did draft, 62nd overall, was A.J. Dillon. You know who's having a really good game yesterday for this Packers offense? A.J. Dillon. He was gassing them. 8-yard gains, keeping the chains moving. The energy.
Yeah, big boy.
Big boy would get like 5 yards. Offense time would come behind him. They get the extra 2 yards. You'd hear, go, Pack, go. The crowd will get into it. They love that shit. They love the John Coons of the world. All right. They love hard-nosed football.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, you rather rely on Adam Lazard, who I like, but is just not qualified to be a number 2 on a Super Bowl team.
No.
Think of the weapons Tampa Bay has. Think of the weapons Buffalo has. Think of the weapons Kansas City has. You're completely outclassed. You said on the draft, you have to fight. In today's NFL, you have to fight fire with fire. Fire with water does not work.
Mm-mm.
This is not enough help on Aaron Rodgers. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, your defense did only give up 3 points in the second half. Jair Alexander came up with 2 huge picks on his own and carried that defense on his back and played great plays. Also, an amazing concept, having your number 1 corner on their number 1 receiver. Amazing how that works. Amazing how that works. Man. And what do you do with 2 of those picks? 2 3-and-outs. Aaron Rodgers, you know how to call kills. You know how to say, hey, I need stacks. Hey, I need this. Hey, I need that. Let's run the ball more. You have that authority in your playbook. You could go goddamn no huddle if you wanted to, which wouldn't have been a bad idea to stop that over-aggressive defense. Aaron Rodgers somehow, some way has to get this done. He did not play to MVP level. Whether his fault or not, whether this or that, he did not play to MVP level. Also, this is a critique, but some of those balls that he throws that are accurate, there's a lot of heat on them. And it's easy to look at that in slow motion and be like, the receiver should caught it, and yes, they should. They absolutely should. But like that back shoulder fade to Davante Adams in full speed, that is a bullet being thrown. If he would have put just a little bit of air and gave Davante Adams just a little bit more time, touchdown. Completely different game. Third and 8. 3rd and goal at your 8-yard line. I don't know if he scores or not. Defensive players are crazy fucking fast in the NFL. I don't know. He definitely gets at a minimum 5 yards. And now there is no decision. You automatically go for it. You take what the defense gives you. Instead, you didn't throw to an open Davante Adams or even like a contested jump ball Davante Adams. You threw to a double-teamed Davante Adams. It's really bad. I need my MVP to play better. I'm sorry, but you have to get that done in that situation. That's why you're paid the Bucs. That's why you're gonna win MVP. You have to convert that. Oh, by the which you are MVP. Our previous MVP, Tom Brady, at the end of the first half, Tampa Bay was about to punt. You know what Bruce Arians said? You know what? Timeout. Probably had a little conversation. Tom Brady, Byron Leftwich, who, by the way, probably should be getting some head coaching consideration.
At least an interview, goddammit.
And they went for it. Let's talk about the defense on that play. We crushed Greg Williams on a cover 0. And I gave the corner a pass because I said undrafted rookie, limited training camp, time situation score. He's not a seasoned veteran. He doesn't know the concepts of that. Sir, what's the corner's name again? I forgot. I can't even. Rick,
what's that?
The Green Bay corner that got burned.
Kevin King. I'm sorry, I was looking.
Kevin King. Kevin King has been in the league. He has got to know better on a cover 1. When, by the way, they're trying to prevent the field goal. I understand the play call a little bit, but they're trying to prevent the field goal. Kevin King has got to know rule number 1: do not get beat deep. Do not give up the deep touchdown to the outside. You could give up a 30-yard pass, tackle inbounds, and the half. Time, situation, and score. You know what time, situation, and score comes down to? Coaching.
Yep.
Green Bay blew this game. Tom Brady threw 3 picks. Tom Brady did not play good in the New Orleans game either, by the way. The media is all on this Tom Brady train, and I've actually been a Tom Brady defendant in the court of public opinion this whole year when everybody was going at him. If you think this playoff performance, like he's not nearly as good as the media is taking him out to be right now. 3 picks. You will have to win this game. You have to. There's no excuse. There's zero excuse. None. Real quick. A lot of people point and blame. Whose fault is this? Whose fault is that? GM, 100% of the blame. Head coach, 200% of the blame. Aaron Rodgers, 100% of the blame. Have to be better. You have to be better. You play for the 1 seed. You got the 1 seed. You gotta beat up Rams team in the divisional round, coming off a bye. I mean, they were nowhere near 100%. You know what I'm saying? You have to be better. How? It's inexcusable. It's just inexcusable. Oh, by the way, your starting left tackle tore his ACL. You might want to be able to help your backup left tackle against a Shaq Barrett, a Jason Pierre-Paul, that defensive line that has gotten healthier, by the way, as this year has gone on. You got Tonya. How about a chip? AJ Dillon's a big-ass man. How about helping on block? How many screens did you see yesterday? How many delays? Simple concept, football.
And that's why Matt LaFleur, whatever. That's why he should be fired. He called a terrible game in the worst spot. You're wasting Aaron Rodgers' years. We brought you in to win Super Bowls. You're giving me losses in the NFC Championship. Give me someone else who can get the job done.
And I'm sorry, but the Green Bay standard is not NFC Championship. It is Super Bowl wins.
Yeah.
It's not good enough. NFC Championships, not good enough.
Winning the North, not good enough. Number one seed, not good enough.
Unfortunately,
I need hardware. I need rings on my finger.
It's a standard by your own success. But, the last guy you replaced, he was getting to conference championships. He was still doing things. It makes you question this whole GM, the mindset from the organization, from draft night, from the hire of Matt LaFleur, who's, by the way, shouldn't be in this situation. He's a young head coach. By any other standard, he'd be having an amazing coach beginning to his coaching career. By any other standard. But you know what? You're in Green Bay. NFC Championship, not good enough. You're the head coach of the Warriors. Guess what? Steve Kerr, championships are bust.
Exactly.
You coach LeBron. Guess what? Guess what comes with the territory? Championship or bust.
Well, this is what happens when you weren't even a great coordinator.
That's an excellent point. 26, 27th in total offense?
27th in total offense. This is who you are.
They got better when you left, by the way. The Tennessee offense did?
Much better. Much improved.
Much improved.
Derrick Henry's took off after you left.
He did. Oh, by the way, your MO is the running game. That is your MO. Where was the running game yesterday? That is your MO, right? That's what you're supposed to do best. That's your cream of the crop. That is your bread and butter. And when you fail at what you're supposed to do best at, questions should be asked.
Aaron Jones had a terrible game yesterday. Then he got hurt. Aaron Jones had a horrific game.
You know what was brought up in that pod when I re-listened to it?
Huh.
I brought up that the Green Bay Packers should have went after a Bruce Arians type coach. A coach who is all in right now. Let's win. If Tampa loses the Super Bowl, you know what you say? They went all in. New Orleans right now with Drew Brees, the conversation is, this organization should have did more. We went all in. Fuck it. We tried.
But this
Green Bay Packer team is saving for tomorrow. They should be playing for today.
You know why? Because Tampa and New Orleans have generals and soldiers that are ready to go to war, that have been war tested. They've been there. They got badges, they got stripes, they got ribbons, they got all that shit. My man Matt LaFleur, he still got Similac behind the ear. He's new to this. He's a brand new guy. Hey, you're not Sean McVay smart. You're not that. Like Sean McVay is one of his. Sean McVay in Green Bay. Now that's something I would have loved to see. Good, McVay's a genius.
That's a good point.
No one's called Matt LaFleur a genius. No one ever thought he was a genius. He's in over his head. He's outmatched. He shouldn't even have this job at all.
That's an excellent point. When you look at the young offensive gurus in this league, the Sean McVays, the Kyle Shanahans, the Eric Bieniemys, the Andy Reids, when you watch the game, you can be like, oh man, they won based on that concept. They won that play based on that play call. Oh, you're blitzing. Let's run a screen to the tight end on that backup left tackle. Chip screen. Use the over aggressive. It's concepts that you see gurus in this league. They'd be like, oh, they won that on paper. When they do the X and O's and they show, they're like, oh, okay, that's how he got open. That's how Hooper Cup is wide the fuck open. When I see Green Bay, I see Aaron Rodgers and Levante Adams magic. I see a running game that has not translated in the playoffs when it's needed most.
Got big AJ Dillon there. Left carries on the field because of terrible play calling.
62nd overall. High pick, AJ Dillon. Not 7th. You invested the 62nd overall pick in this draft.
Oh, honestly, a running back you didn't even really need.
No, not at all.
You need him. But he had a great game yesterday.
He played well.
He did touch football.
He needed more.
He should have had more. All right. Tampa. Let me get the notes for Tampa. I got my 3-pack. Where's my 6-pack? Fournette, 17 touches, 74 yards, and a touchdown. First of all, that touchdown run was amazing. I had to look for a second. I thought it was LSU Tiger Fournette out there. Dude, I was like, a whole lot of purple out there. I didn't know. The break the tackle, the spin move, over the back touchdown on Kevin King of all people too as well. Man, he was fantastic. That key third down catch he had too as well. 17, like I said, 17 touches, 74 yards, an amazing touchdown. Amazing touchdown run. Fournette, he stepped up, and I like to see that. I like to see that because his career has been interesting. He averages like a 3.9 yards per carry. Yesterday he got a 4.6, so he got some yards after first contact too. Tom Brady, great first half. He was absolutely horrific in the second half. 7 for 14 and 3 picks. He threw one. You can kind of argue for the defensive holding on that one, but interception. The second one, I want to say, the second one was off the hands of Mike Evans, but the ball was too high. So Tom Brady, another one. And the third one, just threw it in the air. He just closed his eyes and threw up a prayer. And so try to see what's going to happen. Now, you could say that was kind of like a punt, but it's a bad play. It's a bad read. Defender could have caught that, ran it back for a touchdown. Shout out to Jair Alexander too as well.
Had a phenomenal game.
Absolutely. Last point. Todd Bowles should be a head coach in the NFL again. Although Todd Bowles is actually pretty decent up with the Jets. I feel that the quarterback position wasn't really solidified for him, but his defensive scheme yesterday was solid, dude. Like we give a lot of we talk a lot about Aaron Rodgers and the first play calling, but somebody had to be out there playing defense too as well. That Bucs defense looked fast. They were aggressive. They caused multiple turnovers. The hit on Aaron Jones' fumble completely busted the game wide open, where Green Bay was in catch-up mode for the rest of the time. It was an amazing performance by Todd Bowles. And I'm excited to see what Todd Bowles can do in 2 weeks, because he has this number 10 in red is coming back for his ass again. He tore him up last time, but Todd Bowles, I think Todd Bowles should be a head coach again. He's a leader of men. Silent on the sidelines. He's like a one face. You never see anything else with Todd Bowles. Never see him smile, but you never see him sweat. I like Todd. I like Todd a lot. I like his defenses. Very, very, very tough-nosed defenses. And they always find a way to get to the quarterback. What do you I'll pause on those notes right there. What do you think of the Tampa side of things?
If we're critical of Tom Brady, which we have been,
have to be.
These last 2 playoff games have not been all that. I don't understand the media. Whatever.
Who's finding a way to win?
Somebody's winning these playoff games for them.
Todd Bowles.
And that defense has played really fucking well. And I mean, they're down to their third string safety. Mm-hmm. They're playing aggressive. They're playing physical in your face. They're playing not to lose. They're playing to win. They're not being conservative. They're not playing soft cover 2 Buffalo.
Bend but don't break.
Bend but don't break. No, they're saying, you know what? If you give up the big play, we'll adjust. But until you do so, we're going to keep doing it. And yeah, we're going to be extra physical. Yeah, we're going to hold. You know what? We dare the officials to call it every time. Jordan rules. You know what? It worked for Seattle all those years.
Mm-hmm.
It worked for Seattle all those years. And something I've been calling for. Like, yo, press every time you get a chance, especially in the playoffs. Did they get away with a little too much? Yeah. Does it matter? No. They won. It worked. All right. The communication on the Devontae Adams play, that's coaching. That's Wednesday in the locker room, showing film and be like, watch for this. Outstanding job. His tenure with the Jets, there was times, I ain't gonna lie, he looked out of place. Did not look like a head coach out on that sideline. Having said that, it's the New York fucking Jets, where everyone has failed. Hopefully hopefully they changed management now, so it's different. But it has been a catastrophe where Rex Ryan, who's the only other head coach to reach back-to-back conference championship games, FYI, was their peak of their success. So his defense has been outstanding. His defense continues to get better. It's been 2 years now. Yeah, I like to see Bruce Arians as head coach. His resume speaks for itself right now.
You mean
Todd Bowles, excuse me.
Yeah.
And by the way, head coaches tend to fail on their first visit. Bill Belichick, Pete Carroll. These are guys who struggled mass. Sean Payton was on the block for a second there.
He was.
3 straight 7-9 seasons. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. All right. Fucking Philly let go of Andy Reid. Disaster, by the way. But
oh my God.
Sometimes you have to fail as a head coach and learn and then get another shot. It's a brutal fucking position to be a head coach in the NFL. Sometimes you got to fail to learn. You got to fail to grow.
Yeah, and you meant Rex Ryan back-to-back losses in championship games.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. So that's rarefied air. Matt and Ryan together. Matt Ryan, another disappointing player in big time games too as well. But story for another day. I want to give you some of my stats I have here. My player of the game, my MVP, and my trash can performance, if I can.
Mm-hmm.
My play of the game is the Aaron Jones fumble. Second half, the thing busted everything wide open. Instead of Green Bay scoring maybe a field goal or a touchdown, make it 21-13 or 21-17, the score becomes 28-10. Because shortly after that, that's when Tom Brady got on the field with the Bucs, of course. Cameron Brate released wide open in the end zone by safety Amos for Green Bay. Touchdown. Egregious. Oh, my God, such a bad play. God, it hurt me watching that. And I was on Twitter. Somebody's like, my high school coach would be screaming at me right now if I did some shit like that. I'm like, you know what? You're damn right. MVP. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm giving it to Leonard Fournette for MVP. I think he was the steady hand that this game needed. He got the tough yards. He didn't fumble. And he always seemed to get positive yardage, which put Tom Brady in a more favorable position for 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 5 or, like second and 7 where Tom could work a little bit easier. Trash can performance, Matt LaFleur. Kevin King went throw him in there too as well. I have no problem. But yeah, Matt LaFleur, his bad play calling, threw this game completely out of whack. There's no reason Green Bay should be sitting at home right now. They should be preparing for Kansas City. But hey, that's what happens when you hire guys that are out of their league.
Kevin King is that play is just indefensible. It just cannot happen. My game ball will go to the Tampa Bay defense. Just the whole defense is hard. Shaq Barrett was dominating. They were killing that offensive line, something we don't usually see. Leonard Fournette played really well as well. He did what they had to do. An incredible concept. Your running back is getting you over 4 yards of carry. You continue to feed him. An incredible concept.
Absolutely. You done with this, Bills Chiefs?
Yeah, let's move on.
All right, let's do it. So disappointing. All right, Bills Chiefs.
Yep.
So this game was different. And I got some notes here too as well. 6-pack for between both teams. Mahomes. Well, actually, let me take it back. Let me do an overview first. What can I say about Kansas City? No matter there's no such thing as being up on Kansas City, to be honest. There's no such thing. They score at will when they want to. They beat you several different ways. I love their running backs. Tight end, best in the game. Wide receiver, Tyreek Hill. I think he's the best in the game of that position. And he had the best quarterback in the league too as well, with arguably the best head coach in the league. It's too many best for this team not to go out and do what they need to in 2 weeks. But they took care of business tonight. This game was never even close. Even when they were the Bills were up 9-0, and I know a few Chiefs fan, I gotta troll them a little bit because I gotta get your shots in when you can. But this game never felt like the Bills were even up. Even with the score could have said 21-0, and it still felt like the Chiefs were never down. And that's just how dangerous they are. What'd you think of let me get the Bills real quick. A very uninspired performance by Buffalo. They look like they didn't belong in that football field at all. And to be honest with you, I can't think of another team in the AFC that would have belonged to be on the field with the Kansas City Chiefs. We said from the get-go, the field or Kansas City, and the field is years behind where Kansas City's at right now. Jair.
Yeah, Buffalo had a great year. Josh Allen just isn't quite there in terms of iding blitzes and things of that nature, which Kansas City was running over and over and over again. He's just not there, and that's okay. He's a young quarterback. You hope that he figures that out. Kansas City said, you can't ID our blitzes. You can't help with pass protections. We're going to keep doing it. Kansas City is clearly a monster ahead of anything else. They are Frieza on Namek. I mean, shit. It is like you need Super Saiyan to try to compete, and then you need luck on top of it. All right, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, they like being down because they're bored. It's the best way to put it. They like because they're bored, and they. You say teams can't turn on a switch. You know what? Kansas City can. They're that damn fucking good. They have the best tight end in football. They have the best wide receiver in football. I agree. No one strikes fear in you like Tyreek Hill does. By the way, he's not just an outside receiver. He can play the slot. So the versatility is immense.
Running back.
He is Antonio Brown and Deshaun Jackson and Percy Harvin mixed into one.
Ugh.
We've never seen anyone of Tyreek Hill to be able to do all of it. To do all of it is incredible. Just what can you say? Best receiver in football, best quarterback in football, best left tackle in football in Swartz. That's a big loss, by the way. But they also have the best left tackle in football, and they have the best offensive line in football. We never see Patrick Mahomes under duress with a 4-man pressure because that offensive line is so good, and it starts with Mr. Swartz. And the second best coach in football, I studied Bill Belichick because his GOAT status there. But yeah.
Bill Belichick plus camera is the best head coach in football. I'll give you
that. That's cool.
Let's talk about Ty Hill because that's one of my notes too as well.
Yeah.
Dude, what can't this man do?
Exactly.
A simple 5 and out he could take for a 70 yards touchdown. Mm-hmm. A deep pass. No one's faster than him. You're not keeping up with him. Mm-hmm. What can't this man do?
Exactly.
You put 3 men on him, one underneath, one over top, and another one over top of your defender, and pray do you have a chance. Mm-hmm. He is that good. Who could guard this man? This man's unguardable. He's absolutely unguardable.
Nobody.
He's absolutely. He is the Kevin Durant of the NFL. No one's getting next to him. No one's stopping him. He's going to do what the hell he wants to do. And that's not the comparison size-wise, but as far as what they do on the court and field, there's nobody stopping them. Nothing. No defense. And we're going a little bit forward, but we saw what happened last time the Bucs and the Chiefs played against each other. Ty Hill, 7 catches, couple touchdowns, 200 yards. What was that, the first quarter? You can't, dude, this man, that route that catch that he had, I forgot what quarter it was. I think it was his first half still, where it was like 102 yards in total. The way he was just splitting defenders of the Buffalo Bills, it looked bad, man. It looked like, honestly, remember that Lamar Jackson run last year against the Bengals? Where he just like the fastest and quickest player out there.
Yep.
Doing whatever the hell he wanted to. It was like that. It's like taking a player, 99 overall everything on Madden, and having him play against NFL Europe team when that thing was going on. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do. The talent level is just too much. It's too much, man. And it proved today in Buffalo. And that was a little bit. The only thing I was worried about when it came to Kansas City is that switch. Because the last 6 games of their regular season, the games were pretty close. They're allowing teams that I feel they're inferior to hang around and compete with them and almost beat them. The Dolphins, the Panthers, the Falcons. But they showed me. And I was told this too as well. They could turn on when they need to turn it on. That's the one thing I was curious about. And I believe you said this too. So like the Warriors the second year. They're bored of the process. They just want to get to the finals. They want to get to the Super Bowl and then from there we'll make it happen because we're just too good. We can coast in professional NFL games and still come out with a W. That's scary, dude. That's absolutely scary. Ty Hill, best wide receiver of football, can run every single route, even routes from the backfield because he used to be a running back in college too as well. There's not one place in the field you could put this man at and he won't succeed. I'm gonna go over a few more notes. We already touched on Chiefs defense being spectacular. They just confused Josh Allen all night. And no more to hit on that one. And I'll touch on this one too as well. Mahomes, incredible, absolutely incredible. That's my bet. That's the best quarterback to me that I think I may have ever seen at a skill-wise position. He's done things on the field that I'm not seeing any other quarterback do, including Mr. Aaron Rodgers. Awareness is way too high. He can make every single throw, sidearm, overarm. It doesn't matter. Behind the back. I mean, this man could do everything. No look passes. This man's skill level is absolutely incredible. And his feel for the game is something that we've seen from the greats. And he's only, 25? I'm off it. What you got?
As for Mahomes, he is the best of John Elway and the best of Brett Favre combined, and then add a Super Saiyan 2 on top of that. That's just how great he is in that play style in terms of just the arm angles and the beat. I mean, fuck it. Y'all already heard everything you need to hear about Mahomes. I ain't gonna tell you what y'all already don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
This Chiefs defense really quickly they had a game plan. I like that the Chiefs the theme of this playoffs has been defense is not playing scared, get in your face, play aggressive, blitz. That's the name of the game. You have to play on 3rd and long. You have to play to get off the field. You cannot play soft cover 3 on 3rd and 10 anymore. This is a new NFL. That just does not cut it. You have to play. You have to be aggressive. You have to take chances.
You know what? You keep saying something here, and it's time for me to finally comment on it. We mentioned before in previous pods that you had to fight fire with fire. Mm-hmm. I've been critical of teams drafting defensive tackles when most of the league is playing shotgun and passing 60% of the time. Right. Unless you're in like an Aaron Donald level talent, they could be had quick passes can neutralize them and get them out of here. Mm-hmm. Especially with receivers like Ty Hill, that doesn't really matter. But when it comes to outside pressure, your DNs, your outside linebackers, safeties that can even get up in the box and blitz. As offenses become more complex, and the rules do favor the offense. Mm-hmm. But as a defense, like you said, you can't just sit back and just, play your little zone and hope for the best. You have to get up in somebody's face. They got 6 blockers, bring 7. Fuck it, bring 8. You got to shorten the time down. Well, as quarterbacks, they're processing things very fast, very quick. The hot routes are amazing. So I like how the Chiefs, they never let Josh Allen get settled. They never let him get comfortable. He had a few runs when the play broke down, but his passing, he didn't threaten him once. Stephon Diggs. I'm gonna get to my Bills notes. Stephon Diggs, where were you? MIA. And that's because of the pressure that was created by Kansas City. He couldn't get in the rhythm with Josh Allen. For most of the game, I know he finished with six catches for 77 yards. Most of the game, Stephon Diggs, my guy from Maryland too as well, was stuck at 2 catches for 12 yards. That's a problem. Also, the lack of a run game. Buffalo, Devin Singletary, TJ Yeldon, and Zach Moss, he was hurt. But I want to say just top of the head. I think Singletary was like 6 for 17. Yeldon was under 20 yards too as well. Just disgusting. Like, you're going on the road in a hostile environment. I know it's not the fans there, but still enough. And you're going against a defense that's completely rabid. And you're going to walk in there with no type of run game and a young quarterback that doesn't do well with a lot of pressure. It's a recipe for disaster. Buffalo had no business being on that field last night. It was an accomplishment getting there. That's one of those teams they're just happy getting there. Like, if that was Washington yesterday and against either, I know they played against Tampa or they would have played against Green Bay, they would have won. But let's say they played against Tampa or Green Bay. I just been happy they were there.
Yeah.
As a Buffalo Bills fan, you have nothing to hang your head about. At the many, many years, I think it's 15, 17 years they're missing the playoffs.
Oh, more than that.
Yeah. Now you're in the playoffs back-to-back years with the AFC Championship appearance.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you're going to do some things in the offseason to improve that offense a lot. You're going to need some firepower to keep up with this. And you're going to need some more goons on defense, too, as well, if you're going to put Patrick Mahomes on his back. That's the only way you're going to have a chance.
Well, as far as the offense, I thought they have talent on that offensive side. Josh Allen, they have Diggs. They have Cole Beasley's an excellent player who's hurt, by the way. Cole Beasley's an excellent slot player.
He had a broken fibula in the game. Did you hear about that?
Yes, I know. That's what I'm saying. He was hurt. But what I was trying to say is they were outclassed by the Chiefs, but that a lot of it will come down to just age, maturation, that Josh Allen was late reading coverages. Tony Romo was calling it a lot. Like, they were playing disguising and playing cover 2. Just take the check down. That's what they're giving you. But he would look for Diggs, hold on to the ball. Pressure came. Y'all saw the game. So I think Josh Allen has another step to take. He's made phenomenal fucking strides.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, he shut me the fuck up this year.
You did.
And with Zach Moss, they'll be better and in contention. A lot of their growth they needed for a loss, and that's typically the step teams make. That you have to lose in close games. Oh no, this ain't close game. You have to lose to expose your weaknesses and grow. A lot of it was just the youth issue. They'll be better. I didn't say it to be Kansas City, but they'll be better.
I like Diggs watching their the Kansas City raise the trophy up. I like to see that. That builds fire for next year. Now they need some more firepower up in that offense. They need something else. They need something else. They can't walk next year against Kansas City. They get there and think that's their current setup is going to win.
They need a better interior O-line play. A little disappointed by that.
Well, that's part of the reason why the run game was lacking.
Yeah, absolutely. Or the reason, if that. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But, their backs just didn't look explosive regardless. And like I said, Zach Moss was injured, who I think is their best back on their team. But
you
have that to hang your head about. You lost to the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. And I like the Bills Mafia. A lot of their fans were there waiting for the team when they got back.
Great fan base. So. I think they were down to Singletary's their third back. They were down there too.
Singletary, he was I know he started the year, but they've worked Zach Moss in a lot more, and Yeldon was even getting some work yesterday too as well. So
I thought there was another back. I might be wrong.
It was definitely Zach. I said Zach Moss was hurt, but I don't know. But those are two that really got the run yesterday. Yeah. Josh Allen, question: do you think he has a maturity issue still?
No, I thought he just made phenomenal strides. What do you mean by maturity? Like reading blitzes and stuff?
Not game wise. I'm talking about like gamemanship wise or personal wise. I'm pretty much bringing up that little scuffle that happened.
Oh, I mean, he shouldn't do the football, but he got a free cheap shot by that defense. The whistle had blown 2 steps, took a hit. That flag should have been called.
I felt the whistle was blown, but he was already in the process of getting dragged to the ground.
Yeah, but then the help defender came. That's my issue. When the second defender came.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have a big problem with him doing that. You know what I mean? Whatever. But I'm just going to monitor going forward. I'm just curious. I'm absolutely curious.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it's a lot of quarterbacks I don't expect to see that from. And I can name a bunch of them. Your Russell Wilsons, your Aaron Rodgers, your Tom Brady, your Patrick Mahomes. They've been dragged down and beat up many times. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm actually curious. We'll see. I didn't really I didn't like the way either one of them reacted to that, to be honest. Okafor and Josh Allen.
I agree with that.
But Josh Allen being the quarterback, I expect let your offensive lineman do the dirty work. Like the offensive line came pushed. They got into it with the Chiefs. I'm fine with that. Got no problem with that one. But I don't know. I don't like seeing things like that. I don't like seeing that from my quarterbacks. That's what your guards and tackles are there for.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm not going to hold it against them. I'm not going to think anything otherwise. So just something to monitor going forward. Play of the game for me is really the drive for the game. When the Chiefs were down 9-0, they came down and just scored a touchdown. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, this game is pretty much over already. They can do that easy with no problem. There's nothing that Buffalo can do. The only reason Buffalo even got that touchdown is because Mecole Hardman fumbled the punt. So MVP Ty Hill goes without saying.
Mm-hmm.
And trash can performance. I'm putting the Bills running back room on blast for this one. Absolutely horrific performance. I didn't like what I saw at all from their running backs.
I have someone else. Sean McDermott. Those 2 field goals, I did not understand. Even in the post-game press conference, he said he would take one of them back, but he said he would take the 3 points at the end of the half. Again, paraphrasing that. That made me raise my eyebrow as to why would you take a field goal over the Chiefs? You have to play perfect football, and then things have to go your way. Field goals ain't that part of the recipe to beating the Chiefs.
Yeah, and what we always say it. They score touchdowns. You can't come down and 4th and 2 and punt it. And you're at your own, or you're at your own 40-yard line.
Yeah.
I mean, they could score so much at will. I'd rather for them to have a shorter yardage to work with.
Yeah.
And then them driving and wasting clock for like 80 yards. They're going to score. They're going to score. There's really nothing you really could do.
If you're going to give it up anyway, why not give yourself a chance? If they're going to score, your defense is being shredded like Green Bay Packer cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Then why even consider it? By the way, real quick, I hate to bring this up, but someone brought up a good point. Another incentive to go for it on that Matt LaFleur is the field position game. Even if you don't get it, you would have got better field position than kicking the kickoff. That sidebar there. But field goals ain't going to cut it.
Yep.
Field goals ain't going to cut it. You have to do touchdowns. Anything past your 40-yard line and 4th and 3 or less, I would go for it, especially if I'm past the 50. Common rules do not apply to the Kansas City Chiefs in 2021. Sound, disciplined football, it's not good enough because they're just that fucking good.
Yeah, you can't come in here and grind the ball out and think you're going to play tough nose defense when you got cheat codes like Travis Kelce, who's a tight end, a wide receiver in a tight end's body, and you got an Olympic track star named Tyreek Hill. That's also a really, really good football player too, as well. Mm-hmm. Now, there's nothing you can do about that.
Yep. Oh, by the way, I was surprised Mahomes played so early just because he didn't play week 17, bye week, concussion in the first half. He played one half of football in a month, and you couldn't tell. Think about that. He played one half of football in a month, and you could not tell. Oh, by the way, with turf toe. Ridiculous. The dude is on his way to GOAT status. I don't use that lightly.
Hey, I saw him. Yeah, same here. I agree. I saw him run a little bit. He looked a little.
Yeah, you could. But he was. Yeah, it was good.
But I think rest him up. He'll be good for Super Bowl. All right,
2 weeks.
Yeah, he'll be fine. All right, so real quick, we're gonna break down, of course, a whole pile with this. That's a little teaser for everybody. So we ain't gonna waste it now. But what's your initial thoughts on Bucs Chiefs?
I'm really interested. That much Schwartz left tackle injury is massive. When you're going to get Shaq Barrett and Jason Pierre-Paul and that Bucs defensive line, and the first recipe to beating the Chiefs is getting pressure, which no team has been able to do until San Francisco last year, who had the best version of success for 3.5 quarters of football.
Oh my God, yeah, they did.
That could be big because now maybe you have to get a tight end or running back to chip to help out, and that just changes the alignment. We know the Bucs aren't going to play scared. Bruce Arians is going to go for it. He's not going to pull a Matt LaFleur. I mean, the man's going to drink his scotch at the end of the night, so he's confident in who he is, win or lose.
Loves his scotch.
He does love his scotch. We'll see what happens. Be interesting. Those are concepts.
I'm curious what the matchup for me is Todd Bowles versus Patrick Mahomes. We praised both these men for pretty much this entire playoff run. That is going to decide the game because Robert Saleh, I think I'm saying his name right, new coach for the Jets. His game plan last year against Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl was pretty fucking fantastic. It was a really good game plan. What happens that Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill hooked up 45 yards, broke the game open. But before that, they were doing things. And that 49ers defense is a lot better than this Bucs defense that we already seen get shredded by them. But then you also got Tom Brady too as well. And it's one thing that I've learned in professional football, in sports in general, is that you don't bet against Brady. You don't bet against Brady, man. 6 of 9 Super Bowls, 21 years, 10 Super Bowls. I mean, every single time that we think this man is finished, it's done, this is it, he shuts you up completely. And I feel
shame on y'all because I have never thought that. How many times I have to teach you this lesson? Tom Brady, how many times I teach you this lesson, young man? Here's Clint Eastwood. Get off my lawn. You get off his lawn.
There. You hear the people talking. This year, the way the Bucs look like in like week 7, week 8, don't tell me you thought they were going to be in the situation right now.
I didn't be in Super Bowl, but I think Tom Brady was done by any means. I defended Tom Brady. I'm on record.
You
at the peak of the heap. Yeah.
We both laid wood into Tom Brady too as well.
We have.
But he's Tom Brady for a reason. And we're gonna get to all those fun things. What's this? It's Super Bowl 56.
Damn. Let me check.
Yeah, check on that real quick. All right. So while you check on that, all right, real quick. This is going to be another podcast segment where me and Jai actually break down what we think of the coaches that have been hired in the NFL, their new strategies, and what kind of success they should have with their teams. But we just want to go through our initial reactions right now with all the coaching coaching hires. Even the Texans. I know they don't have a coach as of right now, Monday night, but we'll still talk on what we think could happen there. So, did you find that information about the Super Bowl?
55.
What's that?
55.
55. There, see, double nickel. Love it. All right. So first coaching hire, Robert Salah with the Jets.
Reminds me of Ron.
Defensive coordinator from the 49ers. What do you think?
Reminds me of Ron Rivera to the Washington football team. I instantly have credibility. And that's something that the Washington football team had lacked for years. And that is something that the Jets have lacked since I've been born. All right. Since Herm Edwards, you play to win the game. I don't know. They have an identity. You know, this team is going to be tough nosed, physical. You know that GM, by the way, has drafted well. This Jet team is closer to, I think it'll be a quick rebuild. Robert Salah has overachieved with the 49ers defense, especially this year. I say that as a compliment, by the way. Especially this year with the injuries. They were still playing tough, still playing competitive, still yielded a top 10 defense, I believe. Man is deserving of what we said was the best head coaching vacancy in the NFL, and I still believe that. And it reflects that they got, in my opinion, the best candidate on the board.
Right. I mean, one game that strikes out in particular from this past year was 49ers versus the Cardinals late in the season, where they completely shut down Kyler Murray and that offense, and DeAndre Hopkins too as well. I've always respected his defense. Last year, they were a juggernaut. They had everyone. They had all the injuries, and yet they were still playing hard-nosed football. Mm-hmm. This is the man that can get the best out of his players. This man looks like he can change the culture.
Yes,
because he walked in with Kyle Shanahan. That's when the 49ers weren't very good. Mm-hmm. They were not very good, and together they changed that culture completely. And the thing is that he's a good animated too as well. Mm-hmm. He has his X's and O's, and he's also an energy. Pete Carroll kind of remind me, Pete Carroll type guy. Ron Rivera when it comes to the defense as far as IQ. I love it. Absolutely can't wait to see what he does with the Jets. And I'm excited to see what he does with his draft because it's going to be extremely important, the moves they make. Because they have a lot of first-round picks this year and next. So we're going to see what happens. Arthur Smith, Falcons, former OC, offensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans. Your thoughts?
If the previous Tennessee Titans coach was a reflection, Atlanta will go back to blowing huge games. That is my take.
One thing about this that tells me is that, first of all, that's
accurate.
True feelings. You know it to be true. One thing this tells me, Atlanta's gonna run the fucking football, dude. They're gonna run the fucking football. Arthur Smith, he loved. Hey, Dick Henry has had some of his best years with Arthur Smith running that football.
Yeah, but the way that team is built, do you really want to be running the ball like 60% of the time with Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley? And,
Julio Jones is breaking down before our very eyes.
The man is still top 10 receiver at worst.
He's breaking down before our very eyes.
Calvin Ridley is a stud.
Calvin Ridley is, but do you have questions about Matt Ryan going for it?
I've always had questions about Matt Ryan.
That's what I'm saying. Like, give me they're gonna get. I know who their running back's gonna be. It's not on their roster right now. It's not Edo Smith. It's not Todd Gurley. Who I think I may be looking at retirement for Todd Gurley. I'm worried about his knees for 2 years now. They're arthritic. And once you have quality of life, my guy.
He clearly doesn't have the burst that he had. I'm sorry, it's gone. Like, I hate to say it, but it's just not there.
And if all my Georgia fans that love when Todd Gurley came on, it was for nostalgia.
I heard that. If you remember from the get, I didn't understand that. But I mean, do you trust this coach to develop a young quarterback? I don't know. Meh. I don't run the ball, but I don't know if that's really what you want in Atlanta.
Well, I mean, Ryan Tannehill has some good years with Arthur Smith. His best years, his career, and so did Derrick Henry. So we'll see. But the thing is that Atlanta, yes, they need to get a running game. Why not? You haven't had one in a while.
2016.
You've been parading the ghost of Devontae Freeman for a couple of years. When I've been saying this man is washed.
This man loves Devontae Freeman.
It's like he had a couple great games in 2015, and I've been riding that for 4 or 5 years. You finally got rid of him this year. And I have nothing against Devontae as a person, but just as a player, we need some new juice. We need some new legs. So we'll see what kind of back they get in the draft. I'm kind of curious. Me personally, I don't know how it could work out, but if ETN from Clemson went to Atlanta, I'll be very, very excited to see that.
I give it an F. Not really, but that's how I feel. No, I think you would want it's a quarterback-driven league. Give me a quarterback-driven coach, not a running back-driven coach, because there's a ceiling to that, as we've seen. And Tennessee and Green Bay. Hey,
I mean, this is true too as well. But I mean, at the same time, I like to have the threat. I like the threat to be there.
Oh, they'll threat. They'll just blow the big game. You might get there though. I mean, hey,
nothing will fundamentally change. Urban Meyer, Jaguars.
I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest.
I don't know how I feel about it either. I have a prediction though.
Here's my biggest gripe. You left Florida. You cited some family issues. Ohio State, not pretty stuff to put it at best.
We'll leave it at that. Absolutely.
But you cited. Let me get back to Florida. You cited the stress of being the Florida Gator head coach, that it's championship or bust. Mr. Urban Meyer, you are now an NFL head coach. Oh, by the way, the reports were coming out that Jacksonville was getting frustrated because it sounded like you didn't want to commit. You didn't want to put a ring on the finger. You weren't sure if you wanted to come out of retirement in the booth with Fox Sports with Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart. Sounded like he was cozy. And now, guess what? You going to the NFL? I know it's Jacksonville, but damn, bro. NFL press conference, you're going to be playing Sunday night, Monday night? You're going to have questions to answer? Yeah, I got some concerns about Urban Meyer and his commitment. Does he really want this? Or does he feel like he has to?
This is going to happen. They're going to draft Trevor Lawrence. They're going to be like, I don't know, 6-10 first year. The next year, they may go like 9-7. Because Jacksonville has a lot of good pieces there. They just need a good football mind. Now, Urban Meyer is a hell of a football mind. Let's not get that twisted at all. The next year, third year, they go like 10-6. They don't get to the wild card. All right? They're going to win a game. They'll lose in divisional. The Urban Meyer will retire from football. Because that's usually what happens, right? that's like what happens. The man has success, and then he immediately walks away from it. I have a lot of questions with Urban Meyer being the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm worried about his commitment. I'm worried about his transition from college to pro. And I'm curious exactly how he's going to do at the next level when he can't recruit everybody, when he can't get all the best players. Because them Florida teams were amazingly stacked. Those Ohio State teams were amazingly stacked. Now, I said there's good talent in Jacksonville, but it's not anything he's used to dealing with. Our receiver core, I like it. James Robinson, running back, I'm a fan. Trevor Lawrence, so it takes some time to develop, though. We'll see. We'll see. I'm curious. I think Urban Meyer's going to pull the Urban Meyer. He's going to do what he always does. Get success, then walk away. Not to mention, you say you had stress and family issues, and you take an NFL coaching job.
I mean,
it's like, hey, Jair, I got a drinking problem, baby. Hey, let's go out to Vegas.
Yeah, like, yo, there's not too many more stressful outside of like air traffic control and like a surgeon doctor.
Doctor Strange,
like, yo, a tough gig. Yeah, I have questions. I have huge questions. And by the way, your college system offenses, I mean, what's that read option that the defense has caught on to now in 2021?
He's still a great football mind. He's still a great football mind.
He's a great college football mind. That does not translate to the NFL.
Well, a lot of college football is translated to the NFL.
That is true. I'll give you that.
So,
but I don't know if Urban Meyer is part of that in his schemes and stuff.
You can put respect on Urban Meyer's name. You ain't gonna just
why? He has done nothing in the NFL.
Nothing in the NFL, but he's still a good football mind.
In college, this is the NFL. This is
we don't know what it's going to be. We have no idea.
I don't, but he don't deserve no benefit of the doubt. Like, you have done nothing in the NFL. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, he hasn't not done anything in the NFL.
That's not my problem. This is the NFL. It comes with the spotlight.
Nah, it is. And I want to see him in the press conferences when they're like 2-7.
Well, what happens when Urban Meyer makes the bad call and you throw a bad challenge?
Dude, what if he goes full Bob Petrino with the Falcons?
I hope nobody goes to that. That was an atrocity.
What if he says, you know what? Honestly, can't you see it? The Jaguars are like 4-11 and Urban Meyer steps down.
I can see it.
Oh man, dude. Like, I don't know. his track record, it's like hiring Josh McDaniels. Your track record scares me. Who would you rather hire, Urban Meyer or Josh McDaniels?
Oh, neither. Who's the Falcon head coach? Neither. Neither. I have questions because like that college offense isn't some rather creative, explosive, innovative offense that just has some air raid offense that we haven't seen in the NFL that kind of broke barriers. This is a read option, take what the defense gives you and win based off of just athletes.
And that's the thing too, as well. Recruiting, he did that well in college.
Oh, no doubt.
You're not recruiting in the NFL. You're not doing that here.
He has done nothing in the NFL.
All right, Brandon Staley, Chargers, the former defensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams.
Actually, real quick, let's go back to Urban Meyer. Okay. Sorry, if you look at his quarterbacks, they ain't really translated to the pro level.
Alex Smith.
I'll give him Alex Smith. Even then, it took Andy Reid. Can't get the fuck out of here. I was like, what? Oh, that's right. Freshman. Get out of here. I mean, you brought up Josh McDaniel. The Tim Tebow, did he really get better under Urban Meyer? Great college quarterback. Not so much in the NFL.
But the thing is that he's not going to draft Justin Fields. He's going to draft Trevor Lawrence. So,
well, there's questions on that too.
Look, we've seen before a bad coach, Matt LaFleur, can win with a great quarterback.
Yes, we have.
So Mike McCarthy and that bad coach thing too as well. But so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just worried about him quitting. That's it.
That too. The man's older now, and he's cited family issues.
Those don't go away as you get older. Like you said, it's hard to get out that booth, man.
No doubt.
Dude, you going from like Jay-Z said, it's hard to go back. Go from Flav. God, I can't say it. Shit, it's hard to go from fine steak. I'm a Porky Pig out here. It's hard to go from fine steak to back to hamburger helper.
Oh yeah,
filet mignon. There it is. Got it. Jesus. Urban Meyer, is it too early to put that man on the hot seat?
Who we talking about?
Urban Meyer.
Nah, that's ridiculous.
I feel like he comes with the hot seat, to be honest.
Yeah, I do too. If they start 0-3, well, it depends how they look. If they start that's not a team in win now mode, so I don't know. My biggest concern is Urban Meyer quitting on the team before he gets fired. My odds would be towards quitting.
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out.
Like I say, he brings his own hot seat with him. All right, so like I mentioned, Brandon Staley, head coach Chargers, former defensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams. If I could take this one first, please.
Go.
A completely uninspiring hiring, if you ask me. I do like the defenses from Los Angeles under his watch, but Justin Herbert and defense they had problems on defense too as well. But Justin Herbert, your quarterback, I kind of want to marry him with the head coach that like a good offensive mind. I don't know if I really want a defensive guy that and defensive coaches as defensive coordinators as coaches. I mean, who are they usually? Hey, don't turn my ball over. Don't put my defense in a bad spot. Be safe with my football. With Justin Herbert, I want him flinging that ball all around. You make a mistake. Okay, baby, that's fine. We won't get that ball back. I want to rebuild Kansas City with the Los Angeles Chargers because they have the offense out there that is godly. The offense this year looks amazing. And Herbert, goddamn, I got my foot in my mouth from that one from draft night. That man went out there and put up numbers. Offensive rookie of the year, crown his ass. I want a coach that's an offensive. I want someone that's progressive in their offense, not a defensive mind running my team. Not saying it can't work, but I don't want my guy held back due to the defensive principles that comes with the defensive head coach. Jair.
It's a good point, and something you're concerned about. Essentially, a Brian Flores 2.0 situation, which I think is really hurt.
Ron Rivera with Alex Smith. That's why he loves it so much.
That too. Although, having said that, this Rams defense, I always thought under Wade Phillips they were kind of underachieving because I thought they always had talent to be an elite defense, but they were like not quite to that standard. This defense balled the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, with Jared Goff having an off week year, with no quarterback support, this defense balled the fuck out and got an upgrade taking over for Wade Phillips. This defense got significantly better. They look like they were in positions. I like the hire. They got to get which now makes the offensive coordinator position critical. You got to get that right. Because we've seen Justin Herbert with mediocre coaches.
Yeah, and I think they. Goddamn, I'm gonna look it up real quick, but I'm looking for a name here. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, the defense was fantastic, but I'm more concerned about Justin Herbert, my quarterback. Nick Sirianni, Philadelphia Eagles, offensive coordinator from the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh my God, the Philadelphia Eagles and management. What the fuck are y'all doing? I don't understand this. Y'all choose Carson Wentz over your Super Bowl winning head coach? Have you seen Carson Wentz play? How awful he fucking looks? I mean, goodness gracious.
Oh, pause right there real quick. Joe Lombardi tracking to become the new offensive coordinator of the Los Angeles Chargers. That's your guy.
Yeah, he is well respected. Yeah, he is.
He's a Saints guy. What do you think about that?
He's a Saints guy. Well, I mean, quarterback. We'll see what happens. The other Sean Payton, Jim Bob Cooter. He wasn't a Saint. I don't know.
I like Jim Bob Cooter.
I'm tripping on that. I don't know where I was going with that. We'll see what happens. Well respected within the room. It's kind of hard to tell when Sean Payton is your head coach and you got Pete Carmichael and Drew Brees. How much credit do you get? Mm-hmm. We'll say this: backup quarterbacks last 2 years. Saints are 8-1, 7-1.
It's true.
There's something to be said about that.
He's a grandson of Vince Lombardi. Got that Lombardi blood, baby.
Let me tell you, you could do worse. That's for sure. I mean, why not a Sean Payton protege? Why not a quarterback coach under Sean Payton protege? And Drew Brees got better, like under the Saints, especially I'm talking about even those early years when he was with us. He got better than what he was as a Charger. So
we'll see. Also, and it coincide with that transition from Lombardi possibly getting hired to the Chargers, the old Chargers coordinator, Shane Steichen, I want to make sure I'm saying that right, is now Nick Sirianni's new offensive coordinator in Philly. So please continue your rant with that.
Oh, Philadelphia. I mean, you take Rosie Howard over your Super Bowl winning head coach. This is a disaster in the making. I don't understand that at all. It's awful. You chose Carson Wentz, huh? Your team got better. I don't even like Jalen Hurts, but your team undoubtedly got better with Jalen Hurts under center.
It did.
Ugh, disgusting.
You know what disgusts me is that they fired Andy Reid only to hire an Andy Reid disciple, Doug Peterson, to watch another Andy Reid disciple under Doug Peterson, Frank Reich, go have success in Indianapolis, to go hire a Frank Reich disciple and Nick Sirianni. So basically, you should have just kept fucking Andy Reid if you're going to keep poaching from his tree. Yep. I feel like Andy Reid shouldn't have got fired in the first place, if you ask me.
Oh, definitely not. But, I mean, they did win it with Doug Peterson. And Doug Peterson would be the number one.
Win it regardless.
We don't know that. I got to give Doug Peterson his credit. I mean, you win with Nick Foles, you're going to get my credit.
I'm going to give him credit, though. I'm not going to take anything that
and Andy Reid ain't won nothing without Mahomes either. So, I'm going to give Doug Peterson his credit on that. Speaking of which, Doug Peterson deserves to be the number one candidate next year. What he did with that team and that front management by Philadelphia, they have not drafted well.
No.
They have not played free agency well. They've let key players go.
Yep.
We said it on draft night. They took Jalen Reagor. We were like, huh? What?
Wait, with Justin Jefferson still sitting there? What are you doing?
Did you see them? There's a picture of the Minnesota front office doing backflips because you took Reagor over Justin Jefferson. Doing backflips.
Reagor was a bad pick. Reagor was not a good pick. They tried
That's
to
just one example.
Jackson.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Deshaun Jackson. I'm done. The front office has been a disaster. A disaster in every sense of the way. Haven't drafted well. Haven't played free agency well. Awful. Doug Peterson, number one head coach next year.
Yeah, I agree with that too as well. Nick Sirianni, welcome to the NFC East. We gonna see. We gonna see what's going to happen here. And also, for the record, Ron Rivera is now the highest tenured coach in the NFC East, with having 1 year under his belt. He got hired a little bit before Joe Judge did, so, and Mike McCarthy. So, Ron Rivera for tenure in the NFC seniority.
Your head coaching in the NFC East is
okay.
Y'all are like the Pac-12 college football coaches.
Hey, easy, baby. We made it. My boys made the playoffs this
year.
Not
you. Not talking about Ron Rivera. Take Ron Rivera out, and the rest is.
Oh yeah, it's just yeah. These guys get fired for college programs.
Yeah, exactly. Oh.
Hey, last coaching hire. Dan Campbell with the Detroit Lions.
You love Dan Campbell.
Actually,
He's like South Park
Dan
coach.
Campbell, the tight end. I don't like Dan Campbell, the head coach. It's a huge difference. No, he reminds like one of those old school coaches with like the high shorts, the whistle with the polo, the high socks.
Absolutely, yeah.
He loves coaching the offensive line, but he's a head coach. Like, you need to coach the whole entire team. He screams and rah-rahs a lot in the locker room, and you go out and get your ass whipped by 25. He reminds me of like an extra from like the Little Giants.
Wow, that's very disrespectful.
I don't give a damn. That press conference was ridiculous. We're going to bite your kneecaps. We're going to come back up. You're going to knock a tooth out. Then we're going to put it back in and knock your tooth out. We're going to fall again. And we're going to bite your other kneecap. And then we're going to get back up. And then we're going to fall back down. And then we're going to bite your neck. And we're going to castrate a motherfucker. Like, I'm like, what the hell is going on out here? Dude, are you talking football or not, man? He hired Anthony Lynn as his OC. I am a fan of Anthony Lynn. I'm not a fan of Anthony Lynn's time management as a head coach, though. I thought he was horrific when it came to that. I understand why he got fired. You know, there's not a lot of black head coaches out there, but I understand Anthony Lynn getting let go. It is what it is. Dan Campbell. You know what? I don't want to talk about this man right now. Jaya, what you got?
Yeah. If you remember, he replaced Adam Gase in Miami, and the interim coach, they played significantly better.
I remember that too as well.
Campbell.
I remember that. I remember in Miami 2015.
He played. The team played like they did the Kyle Cam boost with Dan Campbell in the center.
Teams always usually play a lot better when the head coach gets fired.
That is true. That's a really good point. Becomes this isn't like out of the blue with Detroit. Teams have been interviewing Dan Campbell. This isn't like something like, oh, we're just gonna hire that crazy motherfucker from South Park. That's not what this is. Look, he's a protege. He was the assistant head coach of the Saints. He wasn't just a tight end coach. We'll see what it is. I'll tell you one thing. He's aware of Detroit and their identity the past few years. He didn't romanticize it at all. Like, yeah, we got to play tough. We got to be physical. I'll tell you one thing, too. He's closer to, like, they never should let go of Jim Caldwell. I mean, then they hired Matt Patricia. Who, by the way, Nick Wright actually brought this to my attention. The play calling sheet is laminated, and he has a pencil in his ear. I'm not a rocket scientist, but I know that shit does not fucking work, bro.
Look, we all know Belichick's tree is garbage. Outside of like Brian Flores,
and even then,
there's somebody else too as well. That's not too bad.
There is no one else. Josh McDaniel.
No, he was awful. But Brian Flores. Oh, and maybe Joe Judge. We'll see what happens there.
6-10, great start. Great start. No, but this is a team. They're gonna play hard. They're gonna be disciplined. And listen, you go 8-8 in Detroit next year. That's a really good season.
Who's going to be the quarterback next year?
Matthew Stafford is gone. We know this.
We can tie this in now. Matthew, and the thing is that they said that before you both get the GM, before you both get hired, Matthew Stafford's out. You don't have Matthew Stafford,
right? And then with that, it might be harder to attract another head coach. So it makes sense that Dan Campbell would be available.
Is Dan Campbell a good X's and O's guy, or is he just just tough-nosed football?
Tough-nosed football, but he knows that he's not X's and O's, so he's going to put an emphasis on coordinators, if that makes sense.
And that's what I said. Anthony Lynn. Anthony Lynn's a good coordinator. It's a good job.
Yeah, and he took the Saints defensive secondary coach Aaron Glenn with them. So there you go.
How you feel about that? That's
good.
Yeah,
good hire.
So you're behind the Dan Campbell hire.
Yeah, you're Detroit. I mean, you're not trying to compete for Super Bowls.
So what are you going to do? Just go 8-8 for 4 seasons and fire the man?
8-8 for 4 seasons. Detroit is really good. Now you try to get to a playoff, let him grow, and if he doesn't get it done, you let him go, and then you go after the splash hire. But right now, 8-8, 10-6, wild card. You know what? That's the best you did under Matthew Stafford all these years. Was wild card loss.
To the Cowboys. They should have won that game.
Cowboys and the Saints 1 year.
Yeah, he knows crazy. They haven't won a playoff game in 63 years. The Detroit Lions.
Exactly.
So you know what? You might as well have.
You need this. You need a Jim Caldwell kind of coach. That's good for that program. Provide respectability.
Well, they should just kept Jim Caldwell.
They should have absolutely. one of the worst misfires in quite some fucking time.
Yeah,
Again, laminated play sheet and a fucking pencil.
He's a fucking idiot.
You're not John Wick. Get out of here.
And he's back with New England.
Fucking ridiculous. I cannot wait until he becomes a head coaching candidate for 2022. You know what's gonna happen.
What, Matt Patricia?
Yeah.
Oh, hell nah, no.
Oh, our team will hire him in 2022.
Well, then again, the way things are going, probably not. You know what the team probably be? It'll probably be the goddamn Houston Texans, where they just don't hire a coach this season.
Oh my goodness.
They just let two coordinators just run the team together. Then they revisit the position back in 2022. Because
speaking of which, I'm glad you brought up Houston. You have to think, because it's taking this long, it has to be one of the coordinators from the Final Four. A coordinator from either Minnesota, Kansas City, Minnesota. What the fuck? My bad. From Buffalo, Kansas City.
Leslie Frazier.
Yeah, Leslie Frazier, Tampa or Green Bay. Otherwise, they would have made the hire already.
Bowles or Bieniemy. But either way, not Deshaun Jackson, but the word is Deshaun Watson wins out regardless.
Yeah, you got to try to amend that. I don't care. You just signed the contract for 4-year extension. Yeah, you're playing as a Houston Texan. I'm not trading him. Period.
I wouldn't trade him either.
No, I wouldn't trade him. Not.
And
I would try to make it work.
Yeah. And if he starts, like, if I'm the ownership and he starts, like, straight up just, I'm not playing, like, I'm missing games or whatnot, like, I'm not playing for you, then of course he's not getting paid, he's getting fined. Now, do you bleed somebody out or do you just get capital? I'll play the game for a little bit. I don't let it go that far, because when training camp comes around, I need my quarterback there. I need something. I need somebody. And if it ain't Deshaun Watson, then I got to send him off to the Jets, and I can get some of their picks and pick a new quarterback and move on from that. Zach from my man Zach from BYU. Rebuild.
He's a Texan for at least the next 2 years. I can always he's still going to be in his prime. You're going to lose zero trade leverage. Fine. I doubt Deshaun Watson sits out 2 years in his prime. This is not happening.
I don't know, dude.
I don't foresee that.
Everything is beyond football, so we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I think right now it's who knows? They interviewed Josh McCown for the head coaching job. Like, what the hell is going on now?
If that happens, there should be riots
in the streets.
In the streets all over. The Josh McCown, who has zero experience whatsoever. Well, some of y'all thinking NBA, first of all, it's a different sport. But Steve Nash, Steve Kerr, those guys were working in the front office and executive roles. Josh McCown is a player. Not going to happen.
Yep. And Jim Caldwell interviewed for the Texans job too as well. But yeah, Josh McCown interviewed for the head coaching job. The man's coaching high school football right now.
Just that would be an atrocity beyond.
I would say Phillip Rivers is more qualified than him. And Phillip Rivers is going to go coach high school football now.
I mean, he's got his own team. He's about to run it in the
flag
football league.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Who's that? Flag football? Who's that?
Phillip Rivers and his kids. He got enough. He got a squad.
Oh, he's like, oh man, get out of here. He's coaching high school football. Phillip Rivers.
Is he really?
Yeah, Catholic school. I'm excited. I'm gonna watch some of their games on TV. Phillip Rivers as a head coach in high school. Man, sign me up for that one.
I'll pass.
Josh McCown. He said, I'll pass. Hey, I'll watch that all day, because this playing style, being a head coach, coaching like 15-year-olds. Yeah, I want to see that shit. Now back to McCown. McCown as a head coach in the NFL.
Yeah, that would be an atrocity.
I'm gonna be out there in the streets with him. Yeah. I'm gonna fly down to Houston. They're gonna fly me in. I'm gonna have my pitchfork on a private jet. I'm gonna have my little torch ready too as well. I'm gonna get off that thing, pick a sign, ready to join the crowd. Josh McCown gets a head coaching job, stepping over all coordinators, not just minority coordinators, all coordinators, everybody, even D3 coaches. God damn it, Brand Staley, coach of Chargers, he was a D3 coach a couple years ago. There's plenty of guys who have paid their dues who deserve to have the job. And this man's getting the head coaching interviews. That's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. And actually, as a player, I didn't really mind Josh McCown too much. I thought he was solid in spots. I wouldn't have him start for me ever, but he seemed to be a pretty good X's and O's locker room kind of guy.
Well, average players make the best coaches because they have to be fundamental, right?
Yeah, like Chase Daniel, those guys.
Yes, not Josh McCown, who has zero experience whatsoever.
No, hell no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
So we'll see. My friend, I think we hit all the news we needed to for today.
Matthew Stafford?
Stafford. Oh, yeah, Stafford. Let's talk about Stafford real quick.
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna wait for the news to break. He was out. We kind of touched it a little bit with Detroit, but when we were talking about locations, the teams I look out for sure, Indianapolis. That makes sense.
Yep.
The 49ers. I know Shanahan, he's done with Garoppolo. He's done.
Pittsburgh?
New England? I don't
No.
see that happening.
Pittsburgh or New England?
Pittsburgh will be interesting, especially with Big Ben still there. New Orleans, you're a fan.
New Orleans makes oh man, chef's kiss.
New Orleans, like Stafford and Sean Payton, it seems like a match made in heaven.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Washington makes some sense too as well. They're looking for a quarterback, and Stafford provides. He's 32, provides a steady hand that this team would need for the next couple of years.
33 next week.
Stafford.
Yep.
Nice. So we'll see a couple teams out there. Dark horse for me would be the Dallas Cowboys.
They won't do what's necessary.
Super dark horse. Instead of paying Dak, they traded for Stafford.
Guaranteed only 43 over the next 2 years.
Exactly. But he's going an extension, but we could work that. We could work that out. What does it take to get him? A first round pick, a second, a third in the player like Alex Smith a couple years ago? What do you think the price is for him?
A first and a third gets you in that top negotiation. A first and a second probably gets it done.
There's gonna be a lot of, yeah. I feel like the most serious teams would be the 49ers, the Colts, the Saints.
I agree.
And
it has to be win now teams.
And I'm going to throw Washington too as well, because they're a little bit further on track than previously thought. And you want to take advantage of having such a cheap financial defense. So you need a proven passer in there. I like Taylor Heineke, but you need someone that's proven in there. Now, as a backup, you keep the man. Yeah. But yeah, you need someone proven that's been to war plenty of times. Now, not playoff war, but you build that around him and we go from there. We'll see, man. You said the first, second gets it done. A first and a third gets you in the conversation. I see people say it shouldn't take a first at all, but I think that it depends where your first is at. I heard the Panthers too as well may be interested, but do you give up the 8th overall pick in the draft?
No, I don't think to me, it has to be a team that is in win now. They, with the exception of San Francisco, had to have made the playoffs and feel like they would sell their future to go out and get this.
Exactly.
Because Stafford is 30, he's going to be 33 here before the start of next season. So it has to be that. Also some injuries too. So yeah, you got to be a win now team, period.
Ooh, win now team. Would the LA Rams be interested in Stafford?
Good luck in Goff's contract, but yeah.
That's true too as well.
I think that extension just started, right? Yeah, good luck.
Got it. I remember when they signed that thing. I was like, oof. I don't know about that one, big fella.
San Francisco, Indy, and New Orleans to me make the most sense. In no particular order.
Yeah, and New Orleans, they I mean, we've seen them do this dance before as well. It's like trade first round picks. So
yeah.
Well, Sean Payne was his goddamn quarterback. He's gonna fucking get it.
Yeah. Unless
he believes in Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston that much.
If it's Matthew Stafford, it doesn't matter who was in the locker room. I mean, those two guys ain't Stafford. And you gotta look at this and watch Patrick Mahomes putting up fucking damn near 50 points and being like, yo, Taysom Hill and that run offense, that ain't gonna cut it. You need points. Stafford is the only quarterback in this market that provides you that as an instant contender. San Francisco, New Orleans, Indy. He is the only player. Unless Deshaun Watson becomes available, which I doubt.
Yeah, we're gonna see. It's interesting, man. As far as this quarterback movement is going to happen, we know for sure. Watson, we don't know. Rodgers kind of hinted a few things, but like I say, his cap hit seems like it's gonna be way too much for me to even get rid of him. Stafford's a piece, and it's going to happen before the draft. We know this.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we're going to talk about that one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about that one.
Is that Garoppolo contract? Is he a free agent?
I want to look into that. I haven't done my research on Garoppolo, okay. But sure I believe that I want to say they can get off of him. It won't cost much as a cap hit, if so. But we need to do research on him.
They did front load that contract, I think, so that cap shouldn't be too high because they front loaded it. So,
yeah, exactly.
Smartly.
We'll do some research on Garoppolo because I guess we can tease it now. We'll be doing a podcast on player profiles, the 10 hottest seats for players in the league this upcoming 2021 season. So it's gonna be pretty exciting. We got a lot of content, a whole lot for the people. So I'm ready to work. How you feeling?
Let's go. Let's go to work. Let's grind.
Hey, let's get it. Anything else?
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah,
Good.
same here.
Yeah.
Hey, appreciate your time as always, my guy.
Of course, of course.
And until later on in the week, because we got another podcast we're dropping to as well.
Yep.
We're doing Tenet, our review of the movie Tenet. Admissible Bias. You get Admissible Sports, then you get the bias later on in the week. But sometimes the bias and sports mix together too as well, as you can see tonight. So this will be fun, man. Tenet's gonna be really fun. John David Washington, he's on I'm liking his acting skills a lot. He's like his father, but he's different. He's different. So
he was, I'll say it. Yeah, he was slick, man.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna say that one. All right, till then, my friend.
All right,
one.